All right. It is Saturday morning, May 16th. It is a cool and overcast day here in Oregon. And it is time for 5 minutes or more with Pastor on this Saturday. Thank you for joining in. I'd be somewhat interested to go back and watch from the beginning until now to see how much my hair has grown and started to puff out. I am really considering going over to Yamhill County. Um, Newburgh, which is not far from here, to get a haircut. We'll see. I don't know. But we're not here for that anyway. We're here for Psalm 30. I'm going to read that and then just share a quick thought with you from it. Psalm 30 says, I will extol thee, O Lord, for thou hast lifted me up and hast not made my foes to rejoice over me. O Lord my God, I cried unto thee, and thou hast healed me. O Lord, thou hast brought up my soul from the grave, thou hast kept me alive, that I should not go down to the pit. Sing unto the Lord, O ye saints of his, and give thanks at the remembrance of his holiness. For his anger endureth but a moment, in his favor is life. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. And in my prosperity I said, I shall never be moved. Lord, by thy favor thou hast made my mountain to stand strong. Thou hast hid thy face, and I was troubled. I cried to thee, O Lord, and unto the Lord I made supplication. What profit is there in my blood when I go down to the pit? Shall the dust praise thee? Shall it declare thy truth? Hear, O Lord, and have mercy upon me, Lord. Be thou my helper. Thou hast turned for me my mourning into dancing. Thou hast put off my sackcloth and girded me with gladness, to the end that my glory may sing praise to thee and not be silent. O Lord my God, I will give thanks unto thee forever. Our kids, for whatever reason, especially our two oldest boys, have this really strange habit. At least it's a strange habit to me. In the winter, they love to wear short sleeve t-shirts and shorts. And in the summer, you can find them wearing blue jeans and a hoodie. As a matter of fact, it happened, I think it was last weekend. We were getting ready to leave the house. It was almost, I think it was 88, 89 degrees, almost 90 degrees. And one of my kids came downstairs in jeans and a hoodie. I said, no, 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 you are not wearing that. Go change. It is too hot for that. I told them they had to go change. In verse 11 of our chapter here, Psalm 30, it says, Thou hast turned for me my mourning into dancing. Thou hast put off my sackcloth and girded me with gladness. In this verse, God exchanges David's sackcloth. Sackcloth was a garment that was generally worn in times of mourning, times of sadness, times of hardship, when somebody loses a loved one and they're mourning during that time of the funeral and all of those kinds of things. And he exchanges it. God exchanges his sackcloth for a new item of clothing called gladness. Um, the gladness or the joy that we have, like a piece of clothing, surrounds us on every side. A lot of times you can see people's genuine joy or gladness in their countenance, and it comes out in their actions and in their speech and in the way that they treat other people. A lot of times it's not hard to tell. But David did not give the credit for his change in his attitude and in his outlook to positive thinking or to his own power of mind over matter. No, he clearly saw it as a gift from God. Again, he says, thou hast turned for me my mourning into dancing. Thou hast put off my sackcloth and girded me with gladness. Probably the most famous verse in this chapter is verse 5, where it says, weeping may endure for night, but joy cometh in the morning. I would encourage you this morning to ask the Lord and garner your joy from Him. Don't major on misery and minor on joy. Listen, as believers, there's plenty for us to be joyful over, and that's not just mind over matter. That's living in the truth and the fact of who we have in Jesus Christ and what all of that implies. Uh, what do non-believers see? Here, it's a question for us to think about. What do non-believers see? when they look at believers? Do they see joy? Do they see gladness? Not that we never mourn, not that we're never sad or that we don't go through hardships, but that's not the definitive attitude of um, our life and of our countenance. President Abraham Lincoln once rejected a man who was I think wanted a position in his cabinet. Lincoln said these words. He said, "I don't like the man's face." Well, that's tough, and that's like those are harsh words. When it was suggested to the president that maybe the man couldn't be held responsible for his face, Lincoln replied with these words: "Every man over 40 is responsible for his face." I guess he's saying by the age of 40, your countenance, that should be settled and taken care of. Um, could it be that God also holds us responsible for the look on our face? Thankfully, if we humble ourselves and we submit ourselves to the Lord, He will turn our mourning into dancing. He will turn our sackcloth into gladness. Can I encourage you something? Give your heart, give your countenance, give this mouth and these eyes, and to the Lord today, and say, Lord, I know this may not have been the easiest week or the easiest day. Maybe there's been some genuine hardship, but ask the Lord, Lord, help me turn my mourning into dancing, turn my sackcloth into gladness. Because Lord, I know your word tells me that weeping endures for the night, but joy comes in the morning. And so I hope your life is full of joy because of your relationship with Jesus Christ. I hope you have a great Saturday, and we'll talk to you later. Look forward to tomorrow. For the first time, we're going to be doing two services, one in the AM, one in the PM, and two totally different types of services, but look forward to those. And so we hope to see you there. Have a great Saturday. We'll talk to you later.